Hello there, welcome to Midday News. I'm Gift Ogete. Contrary to wide speculations, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Tahiru Jega, has insisted he does not have any plan to embark on terminal leave. In a response to unsubstantiated reports that the INEC bus is set to embark on compulsory terminal leave March 1st, his chief press secretary, Kayode Idowu, denied this in a statement saying his boss was busy preparing for the conduct of the elections. Idowu, in an interview on a TV program monitored in Lagos, insists Jega's appointment was not guarded by civil service rules and would serve until the end of his tenure on June 30. He says the postponement of the elections is to make INEC better prepared for the elections scheduled for March 28 and April 11th. Idowu also denied the report that Jega has resigned his appointment due to pressure from the presidency. In a similar development, the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Femi Fagbamila, says Jega could not be asked to go on a terminal leave because he was not a civil servant. The All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Organization wants President Goodluck Jonathan and his party to clear the air on allegations of sinister motives behind the postponement of the 2015 elections. This, it says, is necessary because not many people are convinced of the reason for the shift in the dates of the election. APC campaign spokesman Garba Shehu said in a statement that in the aftermath of the postponement, there had been suggestions on the possibility of an interim government and the widely sack of INEC chairman Tahiru Jega. The party wondered why the National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki recently went to the UK to call for election postponement. It also expressed concern at his claims that Boko Haram will be crushed within 6 weeks. The ruling People's Democratic Party is insisting that poor preparation by the Independent National Electoral Commission is the real reason behind the postponement of the elections. PDP also said that, like the All Progressives Congress, it was frustrated by the development having traversed the whole country on campaign. Director General of the party's campaign organization, Hamadu Ali, said at the news conference in Abuja that the shift in dates is clearly meant to save INEC from national embarrassment. The former PDP chairman argued that aside from millions of permanent voters' cards which have not been distributed, there were issues with card readers and ballot papers.
Be possible to have a credible election when millions of Nigerians are disenfranchised because of lack of permanent voters' cards? There are also reports that the PVC readers are not fully distributed and tested. How can INEC handle cases of faulty card readers, especially in remote areas? Do they have a credible plan B in situations where voters are lined up and the card readers refuse to work? Ballot boxes are reportedly inadequate. Adequate training of staff for the election had not been concluded, and other problems facing INEC. Quite clearly, the shift in election date is meant to save INEC from monumental embarrassment. I would like to reiterate that the PDP is ready for the election.
The People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Organization has denied that the general elections, initially scheduled for February 14th and 28th, were postponed principally because of Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast. Spokesman for the campaign team, Femi Kayode, insisted that the decision never emanated from the Jonathan administration, but from the Independent National Electoral Commission as a result of logistic challenge. He made this known during a press one-on-one interview session with the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC African Service. He argued that INEC agreed to shift the dates because many eligible voters in Nigeria had yet to have their permanent voter cards. Fani Kayode explained that Boko Haram became part of the problem for postponing the election because the service chiefs suggested that they could not guarantee security during a nationwide election and at the same time focus on the task of flushing insurgents out of the northeastern part of Nigeria. On whether the PDP would support any further postponement if the military failed to effectively contain the insurgents, Fani Kayode simply said the Constitution has limitations on the number of days elections should hold before the handover date. Following the rescheduling of the 2015 general elections, Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun has asked residents of the state, party supporters and all Nigerians to be calm. He also says the non-collection of the permanent voter cards is not an excuse for INEC, adding that the nation has never voted for with a full percentage of voters before.
They say, I said, no, nobody should shout. Oh, just wait. Indeed, probably it will be a blessing in disguise for us. Probably we will have beaten them maybe 80-20 or 9 will be total. Because, I mean, everybody is ready now. Now, is this what they want to do? We are ready for them. We are not going to fight. We are going to fight with our votes. And in any case, it gives everybody, at least for me, we've covered the 19th local government. We are here. We have only one local government to go, which we are starting tomorrow. So we are ready for the election. But they said they are pushing it forward, no problems. If they talk about even the cards, yes, even in Nigeria, we are the least. Ogun State is the least in terms of percentages that have been distributed. But for me, go and look at the history of Nigeria. The best we've achieved would be 57, 58, maybe at best 60%. Even it's strange when you have 50%. We are used to between 40-something and maximum 50-something, unless we have the right results. It's only where the right result that you will see people saying they score above 60. So if majority of the states within Nigeria have received in excess of maybe that 55-60%, for me, I'm comfortable to go into the election.
Associates of the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, have raised the alarm on the presence of soldiers in the vicinity of his Lagos residence in the last 3 days. Media aides of the opposition leader said in a statement that soldiers numbering about 30 had been sighted in 3 patrol vans and an army truck close to the gate of Tinubu's private residence along Badilon Road in Ikoyi. They say the soldiers were first noticed on Sunday at about 11 p.m. in an army truck stationed 500 meters away from Tinubu's gate and had been in round since then on surveillance. Tinubu's media aides noted that as of Tuesday morning, 2 army vans were stationed on both sides of the house along Badilon Road. But reacting to the development, the APC leader said he will not be intimidated by what he described as a show of strength and possible harassment. He, however, insisted that he would remain resolute in his advocacy and support for the rule of law. It's midday news. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News. Welcome back. Now, don't forget that you can also catch us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter at CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, it's youtube.com/CoreTV with a space news. President Goodluck Jonathan says his administration has empowered 2,500 youths, entrepreneurs, as well as created 5,400 direct jobs. He also said each of the young entrepreneurs has since created an average of 9 jobs to bring the total number created indirectly by the administration to 22,000. President Jonathan rolled out this figure at the launch of Youth Entrepreneurship Strategy in Abuja. He says the feat was achieved through the federal government's Youth Enterprise with Innovation in Nigeria. You win.
So far, about 22,000 young graduates have been placed under this program, and we are ramping up efforts to ensure that many more graduates are supported. We also have a program called the You Win, which of course has testimonies and the agripreneurs to support highly skilled youth and budding entrepreneurs. These programs have been designed to ensure that young Nigerians get training, mentoring, and more critically, access to finance through grants which had been difficult for them to access in the past, to set up their own companies, which will then employ their fellow youth. Of course, the young man who spoke last, the accountant, said that a number of young people don't believe that these are real. Probably we need to do more elaborate packaging so that you listen directly to them. They have been exhibiting their products, and these are real. A number of young men have benefited through this program.
We believe that there needs to be a mindset shift in Nigeria, especially for our young people. And so the platform is going to take that to the next level. Young people need education in self-reliance, in self-belief, in leadership, and in entrepreneurship skills. Because 90% of the businesses that fail because folks do not understand the entrepreneurship skills of marketing, accounting, and so on. And so the platform will provide that. And then, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have not left out our fathers. We have not left out the mega billionaires. Those folks who are constantly appearing on Forbes magazine as billionaires, international billionaires, dollar billionaires, mega billionaires. We are now asking them to come and sign up at 9net.com as super mentors so that they can now mentor the next generation of Nigerian business leaders.
Former Information Minister and governorship candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance in Nasarawa State, Labran Maku, is convinced that President Goodluck Jonathan will win the March 28 presidential election. This, according to him, is because elections are not won on the pages of newspapers or in the social media. Maku said at a news conference in Abuja that the reality on ground across the country is different from propaganda and non-performance. He also threatened legal action against people behind claims that he accused the president of encouraging insurgency in the country.
As I campaign for the president around Nasarawa State, I see that there is a wide gap between the stories in the social media and the regular media and what my people are thinking. And that's why I say the silent majority will shock you on March 28. You know, whereas when I open newspaper pages and look at the social media, it looks, you know, they present the President Jonathan as a monster. You know, but as I go around to the villages and places to campaign for the president, there is loud ovation. Loud ovation. And I can tell you, in Nasarawa State, the president is going to win his election by a wide margin. But in my own right, as a citizen and leader in Nasarawa State, I believe that I'm better than all the candidates put there together, and that the people of Nasarawa State will overwhelmingly vote for me on April 11 to give journalists 1 out of 36 states. Not because I'm a journalist. Not because I'm a journalist, but because if you look at my public career, from university to now, I mean, I stand shoulder high above all my competitors. And that is why when I felt I was unfairly skimmed out of the local branch of my party, I felt I must extend the frontiers of choice. As I said, this is the political Premier League season in Nigeria. And so every party is looking for a Ronaldo and a Messi. But the PDP in Nasarawa State abandoned Ronaldo, and Abga came and bought him. and I'm now set to score the decisive goal on April 11.
Political parties and candidates seeking elective offices in the Federal Capital Territory have signed a peace accord ahead of the 2015 elections. The agreement was at the instance of the police authorities, which insisted that they will not tolerate any act of violence by politicians and their supporters. The police explained that the tension created by political class makes it necessary to compel the candidates and their parties to commit themselves to non-violence.
Let us maintain it at this level. Let us not go beyond this. Rather, as we finish this meeting today, you call your supporters to order. The question of sharing posters, as my friend rightly said here, attacking another campaign team that is coming back from campaigns, ambushing people, should be a thing of the past. Because after this meeting, I have told him before now, and he will tell his officers down the ladder, we will pick you, I will keep you, you will remain there until after the election.
I want to urge the people who are traveling and running back home to stay back in the FCT and stay back in every part of Nigeria. I think that by the grace of God, there will be peace. The 2015 general elections will come and go, but Nigeria will remain as one entity. And as such, it will be one other day, like any other normal day, which will come and pass.
Yes, it has been established that some rural areas like Kawo, Shere, Igu, Karishi, all those rural areas, that's where rigging normally take place. It's information which I have supplied, and I want the REC and the security agents to work on that. Then on the peace accord we signed, the most important thing is not for us to sign peace accord, is to abide by it. The day I declared, I told my supporters, if you kill anybody because of Maxwell Opera, the blood of that person will be on your head. And that also it's on record, it's on media. I want each candidate to tell their supporters like that on air, so that we know that we are serious.
Police Affairs Minister Abdul Jalili Adesonya has advised youths to abandon politicians who easily resort to threat and violence to further their political aspiration. The minister made the call in Abuja at the presentation of guidelines on gender-based violence among youths produced by Women Arise for Change initiative. He insisted that the material, which was put together in conjunction with Ford Foundation, could not have come at a better time.
Appeal and beg you, our youth, to make sure that you don't allow anybody to use you negatively, because most of these victims were no children of noble riches. Hardly do you see the children of politicians among those who were killed and maimed. Some of the politicians we have in this country will have talked their children away when the election is coming. Some will even go to the extent of not even minding the food that will be coming from his wife, has the wife to leave. Whereas, like the president said, the ambition of anybody in this country should not worth the shedding of blood of anybody.
This special attention is given to our youth because they are the leaders of today. They remain the lubricants for the survival of any entity. So the youth themselves should also know that we care about them and we need the society to protect them. And that is why this message must be taken a step further for us to realize that if we do not protect our youths, if our youths are not informed, they are the ones who will they will be used to perpetuate heinous acts. They are the ones that will be used as thugs. When there's jungle justice, they are the ones who will go and bring fuel and set another user ablaze. So this concentration is to show that any country that relegates its youth to the background can never, ever attain that height of respectability.
A civil rights group, the National Conscience Movement, has dismissed claims by National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki that Boko Haram will be crushed within 6 weeks. The NSA had said this in the aftermath of the postponement of the general election. But the group said at the news conference in Abuja that Dasuki is simply setting the stage for another excuse. Its members insist that the NSA cannot be trusted and are demanding that he stepped down from the position.
I understand Dasuki to be saying that there will be no elections. That's the meaning of what he's saying. Nigerians should take that statement to mean that Dasuki is saying there will be no elections. Because a man who has told 9 lies and only told 1 truth cannot be taken on the strength of that single truth. So I want to believe that that statement is part of the game of deceiving Nigerians to calm down and then give them some level of trust.
We've asked this same commander-in-chief and his security advisor, what is your plan for fighting the insurgency for almost 2 years?
and mom has been the answer. So what has changed from the defensive position of protecting Maiduguri, Yola, and all the state capitals? That the military would not be able to go into an offensive position to crush the insurgents? Is it the multinational forces that will be used? What intel do the multinational forces have? The multinational forces do not even have a roadmap yet. They do not even know where their funding is coming from. So why is he insulting the intelligence of Nigerians? Because of their own hidden agenda.
It's midday news on CoreTV News. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. You're still watching CoreTV Midday News. Now outside Nigeria, Damascus receives information about airstrikes by the US-led coalition against the Islamic State's ISIS group in Syria. President Bashar al-Assad said in an interview published on Tuesday, February 10th, Damascus has grudgingly accepted the strikes against ISIS on its territory that began on September 23rd last year, but has repeatedly criticized the coalition for failing to coordinate with it. It says the raids cannot defeat ISIS unless the international community starts cooperating with Syrian troops on the ground. Washington has ruled out working with Assad's government against ISIS, and the Syrian leader said Damascus had no interest in joining the coalition. The comment appeared to be a reference to coalition support for other rebel groups fighting to overthrow him, all of which his government deries as terrorists. And that's it on CoreTV News. Thank you so much for watching our midday news for this hour. Join us again. I am Gift or Gete. Good afternoon.